So superheroes are known for being symbols of truth, justice, and freedom. So it's very, very rare that they turn evil. But it makes for a good story, so it happens. So today, we are going to take a look at the top 10 superheroes who have turned evil. Let's dive right on in. Number 10 is Sinestro. Although technically, Sinestro was never really considered a superhero, he was still a prominent member of the Green Lantern Corps, and actually Hal Jordan's mentor when he first joined the Corps, which qualifies him for the list. Sinestro used to be a shining beacon in the Green Lantern Corps, and was actually considered the greatest Green Lantern ever. But that began to change when he decided that in order to instill order on his home planet, he would become the sole dictator. This decision led him down a very dark path, one that eventually ended with him being exiled by the Guardians of the Universe and being sent into the negative matter universe. There he met the weaponers of Cord, who helped to create his Yellow Lantern ring and release him from the negative matter universe. Now Sinestro has his own Corps built on instilling fear and is one of the Green Lantern's most dangerous enemies. Number 9 is Hulk. In an alternate reality, dubbed Earth 9200, a nuclear war occurs 100 years in the future that wipes out all of Earth's superheroes, except one. This hero became known as Maestro and is a counterpart of the Hulk. As a result of the war, Maestro absorbed too much radiation, which greatly enhanced his strength and allowed him to maintain his intelligence, but also drove him mad. With his newly augmented strength and no one left to oppose him, Maestro gained control of this future and ruled over it as a dictator with an iron fist. Number 8 is Daredevil. Now, during a trip to Japan, Daredevil was able to gain control of his long-time enemies, the Hand Ninja Clan, and return to New York City with his new minions in tow. Once reaching NYC, his first order of business was to build a giant building right in the middle of Hell's Kitchen that he called Shadowland, which functioned as a headquarters and a prison for threats or enemies. Over time, Daredevil's methods of apprehending criminals grew much harsher, and he began to go up against other superheroes as well. He even killed his longtime adversary Bullseye. Eventually, it was discovered that Matt was actually possessed by a demon known as the Beast of the Hand. The demon was eventually exorcised by Iron Fist's chi powers, and everything ended up going back to normal. Number 7 is Cyclops. Cyclops has always been a loyal and dedicated member of the X-Men and will always do what he feels is best for mutant kind. But sometimes they can go a bit too far. In the story arc Avengers vs. X-Men, it's discovered that the Phoenix Force is coming back to Earth and looks to be intent on taking Hope as its next host. Cyclops believes that this will be a good thing and could propel mutant kind forward, but the Avengers disagree and want to destroy the Phoenix. And as heroes tend to do, they try to solve this conflict with their fists. Iron Man even created a Phoenix Buster suit of armor to try and destroy the Phoenix, but it actually fractured it and sent it into 5 nearby X-Men, one of them being Cyclops. These heroes, appropriately known as the Phoenix Five, go on a killing spree and do their best to try and rule the world. Cyclops eventually possesses the whole power of the Phoenix and becomes the Dark Phoenix, and even kills Professor X, but is eventually defeated by the combined forces of the Avengers and X-Men. After the event, he was sent to prison, but escaped and became a revolutionary, doing whatever is necessary to aid mutants around the world. Number 6 is Superboy Prime. DC Comics is known for having countless different versions of Earth, and one of those was known as Earth Prime. It was actually our Earth, where Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman only exist in comic book movies. In that world, there was a boy who possessed the powers of Superman, known as Superboy Prime, who, through a very complicated chain of events, ended up stuck in a paradise dimension alongside an alternate version of Superman, Lois Lane, and Lex Luthor. Years later, they escaped this dimension as Superboy Prime, under the manipulation of Luthor, turned evil and killed the original Superboy. He's since become even more unhinged and has been considered a threat to the multiverse at large. Number 5 is Reed Richards. In the Ultimate Universe, Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four started off well, as there were 4 young kids involved in a government think tank who ended up getting incredible powers from the Negative Zone. Things were nice, and they played hero for a while, but after the world nearly ended it, the team disbanded and everything went downhill. Reed proposed to Sue, but she said no to him, and then to top it all off, his childhood home was bombed while he was there. All of this drove him to insanity, and he became the villain known as the Maker. Reed created a race of Supermen known as the Children of Tomorrow, who he led in an invasion on Asgard and attempted to rule the world, believing that he could make it a better place. Number 4, Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch has always been one of the most popular and powerful members of the Avengers, but in 2004, she suffered a mental breakdown after realizing that her children didn't really exist and were just magical manifestations. Because of this, she unleashed a full-scale attack on the team, who she blamed for the death of her children. In this attack, she killed Hawkeye, Scott Lang, and even her husband Vision. Not only that, but she also made all mutants an endangered species and nearly wiped out 90% of mutant kind. Number 3 is Green Lantern. Hal Jordan is the quintessential Green Lantern and really embodies the best of what the Green Lantern Corps can be. But when his hometown of Coast City was destroyed and millions of people were killed, Hal kinda went a bit crazy and used his ring to recreate the whole city, as well as hard light manifestations of his friends and family. He's eventually reprimanded by the Corps and taken to Oa to face judgment and possible punishment. Here, Hal snaps and actually attacks and kills the Green Lantern Corps, assuming the name Parallax. Number 2 is Superman. Superman has always been the ultimate superhero archetype, and the epitome of truth, justice, in the American way. But this isn't necessarily the case in the Injustice Gods Among Us story arc. In this reality, the Joker destroys Metropolis and is able to trick Superman into killing his wife Lois Lane and his unborn daughter. Clark is eventually driven mad by the loss of his family and home and kills the Joker. He then goes on to establish a new world order, intent on destroying anyone in his path to world dictatorship. And to top it all off, number 1 is Jean Grey. Perhaps the quintessential hero-turned-villain, Jean Grey was just a regular X-Men before she was possessed by the Phoenix Force and given nearly omnipotent power. And you know the old saying, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely? Well, yeah, that happened. Jean Grey became the Dark Phoenix and destroyed an entire star system and threatened to destroy the entire universe. She committed massive acts of genocide, and no one was able to stop her. It was only when Jean's true personality briefly re-emerged was she able to take her own life and end the horror and destruction. So there we have it. Those are the top 10 superheroes turned evil. What y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sound out down in the comments down below. Also, if you have any ideas for future videos, please sign out down there too. And finally, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos just like this one every single week.